Hello and welcome to the SAP Integrated Business Planning Detailed Overview module. In this module, we will be focusing on the detailed functionality within SAP IBP, including SAP Supply Chain Control Tower, SAP IPP for sales and operations, demand, inventory, as well as for response and supply. Let's get started with a brief introduction. What is a digital value network and how does a digital value network enable business transformation? The digital value network starts with a digital core which interconnects all aspects of the value network in real time to drive business outcomes. The digital core gives utility companies the opportunity to re-platform core business processes and bring together business process with analytics in real time to enable a smarter, faster, and simpler enterprise. This includes connecting every aspect of internal operations, but also enables in real time outcome-based omni-channel consumer experiences enabled by a capacity to reach, engage, and serve consumers with timely, tailored, and relevant information and offers along the entire consumer path to purchase. The Internet of Things and big data, combining internal, external, social, and sensor data to enable real-time visibility to quantifiable measures of consumer demand and other market dynamics with quantifiable measures of consumer sentiment, intent, and behavior. Workforce engagement to retain and grow existing talent, attract new talent, and preserve enterprise intelligence with a smarter, engaged workforce. Lastly, supplier collaboration through business networks to migrate supply risk, accelerate growth, and help ensure global compliance, all while maximizing product availability and margins. This entire value chain, including the core, is digitized and serves as a platform for innovation and business process automation. This is how integrated business planning functionality fits into the digital supply chain powered by SAP Leonardo, which is on the upper part of the image, and in particular with the two areas of digital business planning and digital response and supply. Of course, it is very much related to the major part of the Leonardo portfolio, the upper part of the image, and in particular with connected products, connected assets, connected fleet, and connected infrastructure. SAP Integrated Business Planning as a cloud solution. A few years back, we decided to refresh the supply chain planning suite of products, and at that point of time, the main product was an on-prem product called APO, Advanced Planning and Optimization. We wanted to do several improvements, such as update the business processes and to be closer to those of S/4HANA. We also wanted to be more connected regarding the planning processes, leverage end-to-end visibility, enable faster planning cycles, and provide more advanced planning algorithms than those that we had in the past. We also made improvements in some other different areas. First, we put the whole thing in the cloud. Secondly, we used web user interfaces. We also acquired smart apps to get inventory optimization algorithms. We got demand sensing algorithms, forecasting, and we leveraged things like predictive analytics. All those improvements have been unified into one big supply chain planning experience. Now let's talk a bit more about SAP's integrated business planning. Sales and operations planning is the core of integrated business planning. This process aligns demand and supply to drive a business outcome. It has become more important to power growth, improve resiliency, and drive efficiency improvements. Several maturity models have been developed by industry analyst companies to determine the different stages of S and OP. Create a feasible plan, match demand and supply, drive most profitable response, build demand-driven supply chain capabilities, orchestrate through market-driven value networks. SAP is providing solutions to cover all of these 5 stages. We have introduced a completely new approach based on 5 key principles. It's not only about collaboration of data between the parties involved in the S&OP process, it's about communication. People need to have the possibility to comment on the plan to avoid miscommunication and to speed up the process. Analytical capabilities are embedded into the process so that users can directly see and analyze the impact of different demand and supply scenarios and do not need to jump between systems. Simplicity in the user interface, leveraging Microsoft Excel spreadsheets, which are embedded into the solution instead of up and down loads or different spreadsheet technology. Real-time scenario planning, S&OP, has been natively built on SAP HANA. Integration to the SAP Business Suite and external third-party tools to upload master data and to bring back the results of the S&OP plans. We've leveraged the same principle of S&OP and build on this platform. The heart of the supply chain control tower is a big data analytics application, which also allows to acquire, cleanse, and harmonize data from the entire demand network in real time. We will leverage predictive analytics methods to provide real-time, what-if simulations, and we will provide an open environment which allows to connect third-party tools. Inventory and service level optimization. This will allow to directly create multi-tier inventory targets based on the S&OP decisions. It is based on the same data model and no transfer of data is needed. This will immediately improve the reduction of inventory and has a major impact in achieving profitability goals. Predictive demand management. This new application will create full demand transparency for all products and timeframes. We directly include predictive analytic capabilities for demand sensing and statistical forecasting methods to increase forecast accuracy. Not only will that reduce inventory, but it also introduces more flexibility and speed in the supply chain. And again, no data transfer will be necessary between S&OP, inventory, and service level optimization and predictive demand management. It's all based on the same data model, powered by SAP HANA. The first release of the SAP Integrated Business Planning for Supply can be used as an extension of the sales and operations planning process. It can show visibility in the supply network across locations and through levels of the BOM. It can provide a constrained demand plan as an output for further supply processing in another planning system like APO or ECC. These solutions are provided in the cloud for easy and fast adoption. Here we see the different components that define the next generation S&OP application. On the right-hand side, you will see the different participants that the application is designed for, ranging from sales to executives. We have an Excel user interface consisting of the latest SAP Excel client, the EPM Excel client, which came originally from the business objects side of the house. We decided to use Excel as the primary way to review and quickly modify plans since it provides a familiar, easy-to-use interface for planners. We have created our own S&OP ribbon inside Excel to enable our rich functionality and have focused much effort to create a great user experience. As someone using the S&O application, I can also log into the web application. We use the latest web technology, including HTML5, and have embedded real-time analytics. These analytics are easy to modify by anyone and can be shared socially. Social collaboration, aka social S&OP, is enabled by SAP Jam Work. All shared content is available from the web interface, but also from Excel and a mobile app for iPhones, iPads, and Blackberries. We feature process modeling, a process notification workflow, and a process dashboard that is socially enabled to better engage participants. As expected, we also have an admin user interface for managing user roles and permissions, but also reconfiguring the S&OP model and calculations. At the core, all data is stored and calculated in real time in the revolutionary in-memory database called SAP HANA. This includes dimensions, attributes, key figures such as KPIs, plans, and actuals, calculations, scenario planning, and simulation. The solution is maintained in SAP HANA's cloud, which features state-of-the-art security. A cloud-based solution is faster and easier to implement, typically in 2 to 3 months, which drives a faster time to value. A cloud-based solution also reduces capital expenditures and gives the latest functionality automatically, without the need for time-consuming and expensive upgrades. S&OP requires data from many source systems. The solution automatically brings various types of data into the S&OP application with data services, which is deployed on-prem or on-demand. Other ETL tools can be used besides data services. We provide the first out-of-the-box S&OP data integration content, ECC, APO, DP, SMP, and BPC, which can be tailored to specific needs. We support importing any data from any source, even homegrown systems. Data is imported only via secure means, including SFTP and HTTPS protocols. We also provide a web user interface to import data which may not be kept in a formal system, for instance, in Excel files. Now that we have a brief introduction, let's start taking a look at the SAP Supply Chain Control Tower. Supply chain data and processes are siloed, extending beyond the organizational boundaries into partner ecosystems. They lack a consistent and timely view of the supply chain, leading to delays in identifying and reacting to problems. SAP Supply Chain Control Tower combines real-time visibility into the end-to-end supply chain with analytics to assess the impact of exception conditions and make better decisions. The Supply Chain Control Tower brings data from different systems, such as planning and execution systems, together to allow for an E2E view on all data in the supply chain. The data can be analyzed on basically any level of aggregation. This spans classical down-to-earth analysis, but also much more sophisticated approaches and processes such as scenario simulations. But apart from the reporting tools, the Supply Chain Control Tower does not only visualize the data but shows exception conditions and enables root cause analysis and appropriate actions. For example, the first person to see an exception is not the one who can solve all of it. It is a collaborative process where different people have different tasks to accomplish in a certain time frame. The case and task management in the Supply Chain Control Tower helps to set up the exception handling process and to monitor the progress. The collaborative aspects of SAP JAM provide the base for a connected and integrated process. The product's main capabilities are in 2 areas. First, end-to-end analysis of supply chain. In one view, you can see how your supply chain is being managed in most important aspects. Provides historical and forward-looking KPIs in a single view. For example, typical score content or use-defined calculations. 100% personalized. Every user can create his own set of charts and compose a dashboard. Share dashboards with others so that peers can use the same view. Multiple dashboards for different purposes, for example, daily work versus management reporting. Secondly, exception management with alerting and cases. Analyzing important data is one part, executing based on it is another, and mostly it is a multiple-step exercise with different teams involved. Alerting, flexible user-defined alerts inform the user about exceptions on the fly and throughout the supply chain. Task and case management involves a case collects cause and effect information based on alerts or other identified data elements. Tasks will be assigned and kept in context with the alerts. Assign users to specific tasks and keep informed about the completion status. Enable collaboration and task delegation with internal and external people. Finally, powerful audit trail to see when, who, and what has been done. One of the main pain points for planners and executives is the lack of full visibility on the performance of the company. Difficult in understanding the actual situation, driver, inventory projection, and future issues. They face issues with the data sitting in different systems and users having to spend time and effort to bring data together. Decisions are made in one area without considering the impact on the other. Often there are many different systems with far more complexity, like different material codes. They suffer from delays caused by raw material suppliers are recognized at the shop floor at a very late point in time. Imagine if you can know that earlier, you can react faster. Typically, visibility is limited to the past. More reporting like not actionable and no forward-looking projections is used. Now let's take a few moments to look at SAP IBP for sales and operations. The sales and operations process can be considered more as a strategic tactical planning process, which is run mostly in an unstructured way without tool support in a monthly or quarterly cycle already in many companies. It is used to review and visualize bottlenecks, take strategic decisions, and align the overall annual operating plan with the plans from areas such as demand, supply, and inventory. With IBP for sales and operations, we want to support and streamline this process for our customers. Today, we already have a unified, highly configurable data model that can be freely defined in all dimensions. For example, products, locations, resources, etc. And that acts as the foundation for all IBP applications. The system aggregates and disaggregates the data on the fly and is both currency and volume enabled. It spans simulation and scenario planning across demand, supply, and financial information to allow visibility to find unexpected bottlenecks and start corrective actions. To support the S&OP process specifically, we furthermore focused on S&OP process modeling and on the delivery of best practice model templates. We have built a product that supports the end-to-end S&OP process from sales input to the executive S&OP reviews. We are the only product built for S&OP from day one, from the group up. We did not start as a demand planning solution or supply planning solution. In particular, we have invested in 3 areas which are unique product differentiators. We include a complete model which spans demand, finance, and supply chain planning. This is a very flexible model that is easy to access from Excel or analytics. The model is easy to reconfigure as your needs evolve over time. Only our solution is based on SAP HANA, and thus we offer only scalable S&OP model that can handle large data volumes and calculations. Scenario planning and comparison with multiple planners is now possible in real time at a detailed and aggregate levels, thanks to new computing technology, SAP HANA. We have a what-if simulation available anytime for any planner on the entire model. This is uniquely enabled by HANA, which provides drastically faster in-memory computing platform than any other on the market. Social collaboration is embedded through this application. This addresses the need to tightly engage with various business functions that make up the S&OP process. This brings a new level of transparency and information sharing and decision-making for the S&OP process. This is the only S&OP product using advanced social networking technology. Now that we understand what is needed to support S&OP and the capabilities offered by the tool, we need to ensure the then what question is addressed. A system rich in planning functionality is underserved if the plan cannot be executed. This slide shows how SAP's S&OP solution fits within the overall business landscape. S&OP serves as the bridge that connects strategy with execution. Executive strategies are contemplated within S&OP, evaluated against the more tactical core business functions of finance, operations, and sales. Once the plan is created from S&OP, executives can be assured the organization will be in alignment with their intended strategy. So let's wrap up the topic on integrated business planning for sales and operations. Benefits for customers that are using SAP IBP for sales and operations come because they can create the optimal business plan, effectively balance demand and supply, and achieve financial targets. They also have single unified data model across demand, finance, and supply chain. They have consensus demand planning, rough cut capacity planning, volume, and revenue modeling. They can improve visibility with real-time dashboards and use alerts to drive actions. Handle the resolution with task case management, leveraging scenario planning and what-if analysis. And lastly, they can improve collaboration among users. Now let's take a look at SAP IBP for demand. What problems are we solving? Market uncertainty, recession, or growth. Shareholders pushing for revenue growth in a soft labor market. Variation in demand is increasing. Best supply chains are struggling to fully understand demand. Last year, a large retailer needed to cut orders due to inventory piling up in aisles and parking lots because multiple seasons of inventory overlapped with the prior season's inventory, meaning the inventory didn't sell as well as expected. Customers are demanding. They are using smartphones to determine your inventory and price shopping, the right product at the right place, at the right time, and even the right price. Companies are ill-equipped to handle the business challenges. Forecasts are outdated before they even get executed on. Supply chain planners are spending a lot of time manually adjusting deployment plans based on experience, not data-driven. Even though there is a lot of data available, deployment plans can't keep up with the pace of the business. Companies are facing loss of sales, yet they have too much inventory. With IBP for Demand, we are answering to the needs of our customers to fasten and streamline their demand management cycles. With this solution, we are combining for the first time classical statistical forecasting and demand sensing, short-term forecasting, in one powerful solution. Modern new algorithms allow to further improve forecast accuracy and bring planning down to the most granular levels. The IBP platform enables us to set up a lean collaboration process throughout the teams to come to a streamlined, clearly defined demand management process that is natively integrated with other solutions such as inventory, supply, and S&OP. With the last release, we already started our initiative to further strengthen the demand management part of the integrating the trade promotions from TPM or other trade promotion planning solution to IBP, allow deep analysis and usage in demand sensing. So what's the difference between demand planning and demand sensing? Demand planning is a demand planning tool that helps to cope with the uncertainty of the future, relying mainly on data from the past and analysis of trends. Demand sensing is the science of making these forecasts more accurate, more profitable, in the short-term horizon, relying mainly on data from the present and recent past and analysis of the patterns. SAP APO remains a key and strategic part of the SAP supply chain offering, bringing a lot of the benefits in planning processes in combination with SAP IBP for Demand, such as new capabilities in IBP without changing customers' existing planning processes, better forecast accuracy, timely sensing and faster reacting to short-term demand shifts, automatic transfer of short-term forecasts to APO SMP. Recently, we also released a new Excel add-in for the demand planning for entering data directly from Excel, providing to users all kinds of Excel functionalities like charts, condition formatting, and the like. So with SAP IBP for Demand, your customers can, 1, take advantage of new capabilities in IBP without changing existing planning processes. They can improve short-term forecast accuracy, protect their business by sensing and reacting to short-term demand shifts. Customers can also develop more accurate mid-long-term statistical forecasts, react faster to short-term demand changes with demand sensing and pattern recognition. They could drive more accurate deployment of product based on short-term demand. They can run automated exception-based planning processes and use embedded on-the-fly demand analytics. Lastly, they use collaboration tools to ensure the most accurate forecast. Let's continue on a topic of SAP IBP for inventory. So what problems are we solving? Today, companies are faced increased supply chain risk due to economic uncertainty, escalating customer expectations, demand volatility, and supply variability. To remain competitive, they must improve their ability to plan, analyze, and collaborate to help ensure long-term growth and profitability. Consequences are to end up with high or uncontrolled inventory levels, inadequate customer service levels, or inventory availability and multiple planning processes. Customers are especially challenged with eliminating excess inventory, but keeping the optimum ratio between service quality and cost. So what makes this difficult to do? There is a fair amount of volatility in the marketplace. Customers don't have certainty in terms of whether demand is strong or not. They may order 100 units, 80 units, or 120 units. They may cut orders or increase orders on a whim. They may decide to order early or order late. Dealing with the volatility and uncertainty is a huge challenge for organizations today. From a supplier perspective, there isn't certainty in terms of when a product will arrive. Will it arrive on the planned date? How much will arrive? It is common for companies to have a fair amount of variability in their suppliers' ability to deliver and meet commitments. And of course, supply chains are not getting simpler. We are sourcing products from all over the world. We are distributing globally. We are changing suppliers. We have a huge complex bill of materials with many dependencies, both internal locations and manufacturing processes across the supply chain. Planning throughout the entire supply chain requires many considerations to be taken in both demand and supply sides. Please take a moment to review this slide. The inventory optimization solution for end-to-end supply chain networks was acquired by SAP some years back when SAP bought the market leader in inventory optimization solutions, SmartTop. With IBP, the best-of-breed algorithms are for the first time part of the integrated supply chain planning solution, running seamlessly with our demand, supply, and S&OP planning processes. Target of this solution is to improve customer service levels, manage the work capital, and intelligently and maximize profit. For a given service level on an individual product location level, the solution computes the optimized safety stock levels on every node of the supply chain as well as the global network. The key principle is the higher the service level, the higher the demand to buffer for uncertainties such as lead time variability or forecast accuracy of the given demand plan. IBP as a platform furthermore enables the coordination of the inventory levels across the complex supply chain. Every I/O planner has the same view of the data, can compare, work, and learn from each other. They can run what-if simulations to sustainability maximize service levels while keeping an eye on profit and tiered capital objectives. They ultimately also improves the planner's productivity and shifts their focus to important high-priority exceptions. With those capabilities, companies can now achieve the right balance between inventory and service levels because they just managed to have the right amount at the right place and at the right time, ending up with more satisfied customers and better return of working capital. Please take a moment to review the rest of this slide. In other words, those capabilities address the question, how much inventory do I need at each location to minimize costs and maximize end customer inventory availability? What are the three key differentiators for SAP Integrated Business Planning for Inventory? The IBP for Inventory Products was built on the same HANA-based technology, which underpins the S&OP product. We use the same data structure and are native to the S&OP basis, meaning no integration. The two products are technically one, native to each other. Both are also native to the demand supply, control tower, and eventual response applications. We are the only product built for the S&OP from day one, from the ground up. We did not start as a demand planning solution or supply planning solution. In particular, we have invested in three areas which are unique profit differentiators. we include a complete model which spans demand, finance, and supply chain planning. There is a very flexible model that is easy to access from Excel or analytics. The model is easy to reconfigure as your needs evolve over time. Only our solution is based on SAP HANA, and thus we offer only scalable S&OP model that can handle large data volumes and calculations. Scenario planning and comparison with multiple planners is now possible in real time at detailed and aggregate levels thanks to the new computing technology SAP HANA. We also have what-if simulation available anytime for any planner on the entire model. This is uniquely enabled by HANA, which provides a dramatically faster in-memory computing platform than any other on the market. So let's take a look at the three main benefits to wrap up the topic of SAP Integrated Business Planning for Inventory. So the three main benefits, all due to the solution combining visibility of uncertainty in the supply chain. But that's not all. We actually use that information to do something about it by making recommendations on specific actions to take most efficiently handle that uncertainty. Lower cost by calculating most efficient inventory targets in a materially different way from simplified calculations found in textbooks. We improve service at lower cost, so you can choose how well you serve your customers and leverage that into increased share, lower cost, or both. Decrease risk by mastering supply chain uncertainty. Understand and master the uncertainty in your supply chain. Beyond visibility, recalculate inventory targets to efficiently use your working capital. Drive root cause supply network improvements. Lower costs to drive higher margins and supply chain efficiency. Position inventory effectively to minimize working capital and reduce risk exposure. Provide ability to evaluate different service and inventory investment options while enabling product rationalization and cost to serve analysis. Grow market share by providing best-in-class customer service. Capture more business through optimized inventory positioning and better service. Drive customer service planning and segmentation. And lastly, manage customer expectations for service level, lead time, and demand upsides. So let's explore our last topic, SAP IBP for response and supply. So what problems are we solving? One of the main issues we address with SAP IBP for response and supply is the volatile demand, which is served by distributed supply networks. Competition is hard in that case as customers have many choices and businesses must excel in fulfilling demand to compete. Also, supply networks are often globally distributed with long lead times, resulting in unsatisfied customers. There are also risks of excess inventory as a product life cycles shorten, so even best-in-class forecast accuracy is often 60% or less. With response and supply, we introduce the final part of the Integrated Business Planning Suite. It combines tactical and operational supply planning for highly volatile demands with simulation and analytical capabilities. The key goal is to improve service levels and lower overall costs within the supply chain. Supply planning covers both supply heuristics and supply optimization for profit maximization or cost minimization. Most S&OP customers currently use the unconstrained heuristics to break down demands and visualize, for example, stock under coverage with alerts. Response planning is basically the combination of supply planning and order confirmation capabilities. For the order confirmation, priorities such as customer A has a higher priority than customer B are taken into account. Furthermore, the user can run a root cause analysis that shows limiting factors and dependencies. The what-if scenario planning can, like with other IBP solutions, be used to analyze actual or hypothetical changes in the demand supply. For response, this was further enhanced to run real sales order confirmation simulation runs. For example, What if a customer calls and asks if you can supply in time in case he places his order with your company? We could then easily simulate this not yet existing sales order and check for priorities, dependencies, gating factors, and calculate the expected date of supply. Root cause analysis, or find the reason why I cannot fulfill a specific order. Pegging, which sources are responsible to fulfill my demands. And then gating factor, which constraint specifically is the reason that I cannot fulfill a sales order or demand, like in this customer example. For existing APO customers, it is easier to explain the response management being a combination of capable to match and backorder processing, enhanced with additional key capabilities. Key differentiation is that the two processes now seamlessly and natively working together within IBP. Fast, flexible supply planning supporting a variety of approaches suitable for many industries, including support of tactical supply planning in context of the S&OP, based on time series model with unconstrained heuristics or constrained optimization and what-if analysis. Here, you can create advanced supply planning simulations for S&OP based on forecasts, orders, and inventory or safety stock targets. So you can utilize either heuristic or optimization algorithms to develop an unconstrained or constrained supply plan. Develop rough cut capacity plans. Have multi-level sourcing determination for both distribution and bill of materials. Meet optimized inventory targets set by IBP for inventory. And lastly, gain visibility for projected stock or shortages at relevant levels of aggregation. So with IBP for response and supply, you can create supply plans and fulfillment plans in the face of demand changes and or supply disruptions. You can identify root causes and actionable corrections to man infeasibilities. And lastly, you can simulate alternative corrective actions. This all results to competitive advantage from faster response to upside opportunities, higher customer loyalty and satisfaction from dependable commitments and deliveries, improved customer service levels and reduced working capital requirements, and lastly, improved planner productivity. Thank you for watching this module. I hope you found it beneficial and insightful.